Bike gangs are taking over entire streets, as it appears the Bay Area is going through the purge levels of lawlessness. As residents wonder, when did the Bay Area become Brazil? These groups are even beginning to shut down places like the Golden Gate Bridge. But when San Francisco police are notified, it seems they can't do much.
Riley and others called police, but no officers showed up. He went to SFPD's Richmond station, and officers told him there was nothing they could do.
Because if they chase them, then it could get worse, and they're trying to avoid the confrontation.
And sad to say, I don't blame them. How many times do we see stories like this in DC, where the police try to enforce a law, the criminal gets hurt, and then coppers like this face life in prison? So in a deep blue city like San Francisco, when it comes to safety, I think you're pretty much on your own. And the useless class is finally catching on, as recently a mob had taken over the local shopping mall, where I can't even show what happened next, but local news outlets report that there was at least one stabbing. And as their vehicle break-ins become more commonplace, both at night and in broad daylight.
Look at her. Damn, look at her. Damn. Damn. Damn, they don't know what they doing.
And now, even when people are still inside their vehicles, their chief of police is now responding by pledging to go after these thieves.
We want the people who are breaking in the cars to be caught. When people come in to this city, or people who are in this city breaking the cars, they may be breaking into cars that are put out there by the San Francisco Police Department. We intend to catch people in the act.
But at this point in time, I think most Bay Area criminals see San Francisco cops the same way we see Spirit Halloween cops. As in, I don't think they're actually able to do anything other than trick-or-treat some tax dollars. Because even if they fill their streets with squad cars, if the criminals flat out don't fear law enforcement, it changes nothing. As this vehicle break-in literally happens right in front of the police. Now, the San Francisco Chronicle even covered this incident, reporting how a police sergeant was sitting in his car during the burglary, specifically there as proactive policing. But somehow, the suspect still got away, where their socialist politician now wonders why didn't the police respond to the theft. Or maybe it's because San Francisco citizens continuously shun law enforcement, where this bakery apparently refuses to provide service to uniformed police, where when California had the option to restrict parole and give felonies to criminals, the Bay Area voted almost entirely against it. So I think these San Francisco liberals have finally gotten to what I call Santa Claus levels of delusion, where all the parents I know tell their kids, if you're bad and do bad things, Santa won't bring you any presents. But I can't think of a single instance of a kid being so bad that the parents actually canceled Christmas for them. And that's how I see these delusional Bay Area liberal politicians and voters. They constantly vote in terrible policies, they constantly shame the police for enforcing the law, and somehow are bewildered at the idea that there's actual consequences for acting like bad little spoiled children. Because I honestly don't know how they pass the blame on this one, as for years now they've had a Democrat governor with their Democrat mayor and their Democrat appointed chief of police with their full-blown local socialist supervisor. So it's gonna be really hard to blame mean tweets on this one, as they're sitting on one of the most beautiful pieces of land in the country with the highest paying jobs in the country, and somehow they turned it into a scene from a zombie apocalypse movie. And sadly, I normally provide commentary on what I think would address these issues, but at this point, I just say F it. It's time to just let San Francisco become the new Detroit, or at this point, Bayside, Brazil. Let it all just burn to ash as the ultimate monument to when you let far left values go too unchecked for far too long. So if you appreciate my concise, lighthearted commentary on what's really going on in the world, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the video on what happens when you bring liberal hippie nonsense to Native American tribal land. Spoiler alert, they find out very quickly.